maybe 2 years ago or a bit more, when I was still playing video games every single day, wasting my time, living meaningful life basically. But I kind of heard of this idea of self-improvement and of good habits and of bad habits, and so I started kind of researching a bit this stuff, and then I started reading. I understood kind of, not that I understood it myself, but I heard from different YouTubers, from adult people, from like people I know and so on, that reading is good, okay? And then I started reading fiction, and oh boy, I think my life changed forever from that moment when I started reading. No matter what, I just started reading. The fact that I started delaying gratification this way, that I started actually improving myself, my speech, my, I don't know, intelligence or whatever. This is the one of the ways you can start your self-improvement journey. Just start reading, and no matter like what you, it doesn't matter what you read, okay? In the beginning stages of your like new life, let's say, of your self-improvement journey, you need to start doing something valuable, because something useful, something productive, because your brain is used to wasting time, is used to instant gratification activities, is used to things that are harming yourself, but just feel that you just feel good doing, okay? Reading is kind of tricky, okay? Reading fiction in particular is maybe some sort of mixed mixed, I don't know, habit. Of course it's a good habit. It again improve your vocabulary and your just intelligence, your like this and that, your speech. But if you're reading fiction, if you're reading a good fiction, maybe some science fiction book, it gives you pleasure in the moment when you read this, okay? If you're interested in the author or in the just the topic of the book, or in the, I don't know, universe, the fiction universe of the book, the plot of the book, okay? You're interested and you're reading and you are kind of getting pleasure right now, okay? So it's kind of this again mixed gratification activity, where you kind of, if you're really interested, that's the important. You need to find a book that you're interested in, and fiction book that you're interested in. It can be anything from like some classical books, I mean literature books, and or maybe some science fiction, or just some these fantasy books or whatever. Just find a book that you're interested in, or just see the list on the internet of like popular and easy to read books. I can recommend you, if you really want to start reading, again, start reading with fiction. If I already recorded a video about this, but you can start with reading, your reading kind of career, your reading journey with reading self-improvement books, but they're kind of, I don't know, if you're really kind of, if your situation is bad, if you're really procrastinating and all this stuff, just trust me, start with reading fiction. You can start maybe with American Gods, just good fiction book, okay? Maybe again, I already told you about this, but Warhammer universe research, not research, but just find some books of this Warhammer universe. Maybe The Rise of the Beast, it's something like that, or The Horus Rising, this stuff. The fiction book I'm reading right now, even though I'm already reading for over 2 years, but I'm still reading fiction. Right now I'm reading Moby Dick. You've probably heard about this. This is kind of, personally, as I'm rereading it right now, I think this is the best, maybe the best fiction book ever written. Okay, there are a lot of different topics that are in kind of represented in this book, and it may not be easy to read, but it's really interesting. I like the language as a non-native English like speaker. I like the way it's written, the way it kind of I just like the book, so I recommend it to you. What else can it be? Uh, yeah, maybe that's the books I just remember there on the surface of my mind. Yeah, again, when I was a gamer, when I was procrastinating and doing almost nothing productive except maybe watching entertainment videos in English. Again, I am not native English speaker, and I was coping basically. Okay, I was coping that I watched these videos, and like during the while the watching process, I was improving my English. But yeah, that was probably a big cope. So if you want to start reading, just find a list of books on the internet or choose among the books I named for you, and just open them or download them on your phone, on your PC, or just go and buy them on your like in your closest bookshop or whatever. I have my I have an ebook, and I really recommend you investing into this sort of technology. Just buy either a Kindle or a pocket book that's maybe exclusively for Europe countries, but just buy any ebook reader, okay, and download, maybe even like kind of illegally download books for free, or of course I recommend you to buy them, but who cares? Honestly, who cares? Download their books, tons of books, and just when you're like feel like reading this book, read this book. If you feel like reading some fiction book, read fiction book, or if you're in the beginning stages of your self-improvement journey, again, read fiction, please. Don't go hard on yourself. Make small steps. Read like for 5 minutes a day, or I really recommend you reading, especially fiction, before bed, as it calms you down, as you just it just helps with falling asleep. Okay. Or if you're just the thing with reading is that you need to read. You do not need to force yourself to read. You need to make it that way that you want to read, that you're interested to read a particular book. Or if you're interested in different thematics, then go ahead and read different, like couple books, in not in a row, but at the same kind of period of time. Don't read the one book from cover to cover. If you're like lost the interest, really lost the interest and lost the sense of continue reading this book, then quit it. Okay, go to another one, or find like another whatever. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to tell you today. Thank you for watching, and yeah, read your fiction books.